we've advanced a bit from last time. I've added, as you can see, different coloured tiles. I've built out the tile set. So first I'll dive into one of the tile sets and show you what I've added. So we'll just go to the blue one. Clicked in the wrong place already. Good start. See, as I've put some groups in here as well, just to keep things a bit tidy instead of just having a long monolithic list. So if we go to edit, now what we've got is we've got some spikes down here. We've got some of these bits that are not full tiles, and some of these, some of these. These are to cover up the little bits where it's not perfectly 64 by 64 block in a 64 by 64 grid, because I did change that up to try and add a bit more variety to it. We're no longer using this dark one here. What I've replaced it with is these ones, and these were used for thinner platforms. As you can see, we've got extrude, and it extrudes out that side, and when it extrudes there, we've also got those for the middle pieces in extrusion. I've added some shading in here, so we've got like this constant line of darkness. I've added these, which cover like bottom corners. There's still bunches of gaps in the second iterative design. I've got plenty of tile space left to just break it down and make a few more just to get popping with that. So first we'll jump in, and I'll show you now if you've watched. It's taking a little bit longer than normal to run. Just bear with me while it starts up. So what I was going to say is, if you watch the video from yesterday, you'll see the difference in the tiles. Oh, that's because I've been. Oh, my apologies. I was trying to crack on with the code. This was on. I had to move it to my computer. That's why the name's changed up there. Metroidvania for Jam 2 instead of Metroidvania for Jam. Uh, that's the one. I believe this will need to. Here. So it was the controller. So if we move it on there now, hopefully it should be a lot quick. Ooh, okay. I'll tell you what. I will just remove those. Save this. I really get right. So as you can see, the tiles are not perfect in the bottom corner there. They don't quite match up, but just darken towards the edge, which means I can put another layer of tiles on and make it fade into blackness. So we've got some spikes here. You can see the red behind it. There's going to be a tile layer in between it, so you won't even notice it. This looks a bit odd, but it was to fix a problem with a raised platform. As you see, you go slightly into it because it's slightly bigger than the little square there. I have put collisions for the spikes. What it'll do is, at the moment, it'll just destroy the person. What I'm going to have it doing is when you're in a room, if you've got lives, it will hurt you, but it'll also bring you back to the point where you came in the room. So monsters are going to be a bit different. I was experimenting with some platform there, so it doesn't quite fit, but there we go. So now we've got another colour. I've left the green. As you can see, there's some small artifacts there. These are because of how I did it. I did it with the tool that's on the Game Maker, where you copy it and change the colour, so it applies the colour. We've got gifts. You might see them on another level. I haven't quite got the tile set right for this, so as you see, we've been destroyed because we made contact with that. I probably need to change that a little bit and just bring it in slightly, just so you don't end up hitting it. It's easy. So first thing we'll do is, I did leave these artifacts in for this reason. What we'll do is we'll go in and we will tidy this up. So that was the green. I know there's some in the red. Just quickly to those ones. So the ones with the little squares on them. So let's go to tilesets, edit, and I'm not entirely sure which one it is, but we zoom in. Zoom in. Let's put the grid on. There we go. As you can see, you probably can't notice some of these because they're dark on a black background, but you notice the light one. So what I'll do is I'll get the rubber. Pretty sure there's a way to do it in a straight line. I could be wrong. It might just be everything else. So, crikey. Let's go a bit further, a bit closer. The best thing to do is, if you dig into that, just if you do it in smaller gaps, if you make a mistake, then you've got a little less to redo. But just don't do it every time, and then you can just select Control Z or Command Z, depending on what you're on. There, I think, is also artifacts in this one, from what I've just seen. Let's have a look. Let's zoom in, and these are quite bright. So this definitely stand out more. I'm probably going to do some distance brick effects. I might vary it up a little bit, but it will sit between the instances, which is going to be able to build. I'm going to move all the monsters off there, and I'm going to create new monsters. I think I'm just pushing my luck a little too much there. Right. So let me just see if there's anything below them. That'll explain. I actually don't think I'd use that one below, but what happened is when I copied it across, I uh, accidentally did it in by like 1 pixel difference. So when I repasted it, there's still outlines of the 1 pixel. For the majority of stuff, it doesn't matter. Will here, because if you use this end piece, I think it's only used in one place, off the top of my head. And I slightly reshaped the rooms just to fit pixels, as you can see from the previous example. Oh, that's fine. It's probably easy to do it like this because that's all the same colour. So if you go to the colour select, grab that colour, get the straight line tool, bash, that's sorted. So I think that's slightly, for some reason, I think this is also slightly out. And whilst it won't make much difference, well, it won't make any difference really. It'll just avoid when you go to jump up and you clip straight into the wall without actually clipping into the wall, because obviously the collisions are not handled by the tile set, handled by those objects. Right, so this is currency. Look at me go. Nice. Again, there's this bit. I don't know how much it matters because I don't think it's actually used anywhere. And so we'll get rid of this. I'm going to tidy it up. It probably needs tidying up across the others, but I just thought I'd show it. And you might enjoy this content looking at bits erased out. I thought I'd done this. I might taper in the edges slightly. Oh no, I can't. Well, because of the. Well, I could once I've applied the other background. So if you're ever losing track of things when you're placing a tile down, you can just turn the layers off. So that's a white. So it doesn't really look any different than what it did the other day. But for now, we've got a presence. I haven't got the interactivity. I was going to do chess, but I thought let's make it a parcel. I've got to design the characters. Like I said it won't be a full background. It'll be tiled, and it'll be tiled in different areas, so you're not like a constant repeating pattern. But it'll also be used to cover the orange pieces because it'll be more prevalent towards the doorways. You see, I'm not quite there. I'm probably just going to remove that and resize it down so it matches. And we probably need to bring it up so it don't interact with that. So, I mean, if you jumped up and hit that, then we'd have some issues. Let's look. Red, 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 red. I, I don't think that really matters too much. We'll just still add into it. I need to do some short spikes that could overlap, or at least lap them with other bits. What we've got there, we've got a pink artifact. So what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll do that. Don't worry, kids. This will be our sort of come jam time. I know it's 3 days, and I've got work tomorrow onwards, so it'll be tight. But I'm going to try and get as much as I can done today. And I'm looking, well, Wednesday, I think the final day is Wednesday. So hopefully I'll be able to make some last minute changes. This will be available for download during the jam. It'll be free. I might put a price on it after I've made changes in some varieties. It'll be free to check out on my itch.io page, but not just yet. It'll be available for Windows and Mac. I won't do it for mobile because you need that proper verification for Apple's. You can install it on Android without just allowing it from unknown sources. Pretty much like the Jelly Splat. So if you want to go check Jelly Splat out, that's a mobile game. It's a little janky, but again, it's free, so it's hard to complain when something's free. I'll just have a I'll just do a quick explanation of what I was trying to do and what the error was causing on the screen. So in the cameras, what I'm going to do is very much like how we've got it, where we're setting like the cam X and cam Y. we're also going to do a spawn variable. The spawn variable will be when you die in a room where you'll be brought back to. So if you follow the spikes, instant death, you lose a life, move it back. If it's with the monsters or boss fights, it'll be a bit different. But yeah, for definitely spikes, once you hit the spikes, you're done for, and you'll be teleported back to the edge of the room. So let's find somewhere with spikes. So the idea is you drop in here and you go through there. If you hit those spikes or those spikes, if you come from there, you'll be teleported back here. If you come down here, there, 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 there. I will also replace these shortly, but well, whether we can do it now. I just need to get those to. I know the tiles are not cracking. I was doing a fun thing the other day. I was using the AI generators to use a way for. Oh, that's no. There we go. You know what? I'll slap. No, no. So need to put two separate ones. There we go. So if we do the color replace, don't forget that, and then do the color replace, we'll be able to do it quite quickly. So let's look. It'll do it for the entire image wherever that color exists. It's a good way to do like palette swapping, which I did with this because it saved me a bunch of time. I just now that I've done it like that, I just kind of prefer, prefer that. I don't know. Oh, that's annoying. Well, you know what to do. So this is the first. Watching me change my old school. So let's have a look. So it's these bricky bits, not the dark bits. It's the that's a bit of pink there. There. Forget that. And if we grab that, color replace these bits. Okay, yeah. I mean, I spotted an issue anyway with these. It doesn't quite look right now that I'm doing this. So if we go to yeah, that's a thought. Rid of that rubbish. Like slightly, I'll be able to. I don't so. Huh? quite. Yeah, yeah, I can absolutely. Yeah, I can go with that. Let's have a look. The room. Yeah, it makes it look brighter. Let's visit more variants. Let's drop the dude in. Drop him there. Put a blast. Yeah, oh yeah, still got room. Oh, that's it. So yeah, I have to sort this out. Yeah, that's not bad. I actually do prefer this. Now, I think if I needed some cladding down the sides, I'm not sure. Maybe I should do just to follow the rest of it. Might finish it off, but that's not important for the time being. So, because we spotted, this is fun, isn't it? We're spotting issues as we go. So let's see if I can remember the variables. Yep, there we go. So the X would be uh, the Y would be so 1, 5, 3, 6. Check. I think we've got a winner. Let's try this again. Uh, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've got a slight issue here, which in one of the rooms, what I did was I lifted it by a pixel. God, I need to go through and do that. So these enemies don't do anything yet. Well, I mean, they do move around, but there's just some of the graphical stuff I'm not sure on. But we'll see how we get on. Right, please like, subscribe, and keep following along. And leave a comment if you wish to. And definitely check out the game. The link will be in the below, and the link to the game jam will be there as well. The game isn't built yet, so it won't be there just yet, but there'll be a page for it. So bookmark that. Enjoy. Bye.